God entering our world, the one true God, God's presence coming alive in our world and in our midst. People need to make room. People need to make room for God in their lives. And the failure of many to do that has caused lives to be torn apart and untold hearts to be broken. This is where I just kind of, began to think about all sorts of things. Just open your eyes. Look what's going on in our world today. A country that in so many, many ways is turning its back on the Christian principles upon which our country was founded. A country still agonizing over the massacre of 20 innocent children and 6 dedicated adults in Newtown, Connecticut. In a world that no longer has a respect for the dignity and the sanctity of human life. A country that's losing its faith in the one true God, and kind of replacing that faith with a secularism that will only lead to more lives being broken and more hearts torn apart. It's just, a country where 50% of our marriages end in divorce. Cities like Chicago wake up and listen to the news in the morning and, lives are being killed, violence, gunfire, bloodshed. Almost every day occurring. I'm not saying this, like I said, this is I'm going through, but I'm not saying, to put a damper on this beautiful celebration of Christmas. Nor am I trying to be negative, quite the contrary. I'm only being realistic. Just look around. You know what I'm talking about. This is what's going on in our world today. Perhaps because of that, it only goes to prove my point. How desperately our world, we, you, me, and I, are in desperate need for a celebration of the real meaning of Christmas. God coming into our world. God coming into our lives. People making room for God so that He will come alive in our lives and make a difference in the way that we live. Some may say this, preaching this way is kind of old-fashioned, kind of, conservative, maybe kind of out of step with the 21st century. We go on to say that it doesn't apply to the people of today, that the times have changed. Yes, I admit it. The times have changed, but human nature has remained the same. Human nature has remained the same. The longings of the human heart are the same today as they were centuries ago. The human heart cries out for peace. The human heart cries out for contentment. The human heart cries out for security. The human heart cries out for appreciation. It cries out for love, sacrificial love, true love, Christ-like love. This is what our human hearts cry out for. And such qualities cannot be purchased at an Apple store. They can't be brought up on your computer. You won't even find them on display down at Geneva Commons. Such qualities will only come to us on the day that we allow Jesus Christ to enter into our hearts. How desperately we are in need of the true meaning of Christmas. And unfortunately, the preachers and the perpetrators of the modern secularism have pulpits and microphones much louder than what the microphone and the pulpit of Jesus Christ has. And so they drown out the sound of the voice of Jesus Christ, telling the people that they need to buy happiness. They need to buy contentment. They need to buy appreciation, security, and love. And that's not what the Lord is telling us. He is telling us that we need to make room for Him to enter into our lives. But what so often is the case? The same as what happened to Mary and Joseph. They looked for a place to stay in Bethlehem. Sorry, there's no room in the inn. Words spoken by many people today. I'm sorry, Jesus. I have no room for you in my life. Don't ever speak those words. Don't ever turn the Lord Jesus, true God and true man, away from your lives. For He alone and His gospel and His church are the very only sources of fulfillment that will truly satisfy the longings of the human heart. Anything else will do nothing more than drive you to the secular paganism we see sweeping through our country today. It's true. The times have changed, but human nature remains the same. It's time for all people, for you, for me, to open our hearts and welcome Jesus into our lives. For by doing that, we will be celebrating the true meaning of Christmas. Emmanuel, God with us, Jesus alive in our